friends, today we are going to paint the top of our cupcake. So we're gonna paint the top, we're gonna paint the inside. The only part we're not gonna paint is this part right over here, but we are gonna paint the edges. So you're gonna pick one color that's gonna be for your entire cupcake top. We're also gonna be using the fans to dry in between each layer or each coat. And then if you have time, you'll be able to add on another color or two for sprinkles, or if you had anything on the top that you wanted to paint to look like a cherry. So to get started, just like last time, you're gonna come up to me. I'm gonna give you the color in a little cup. You're also gonna have a tray at your table where you can put your brushes when you're not using them. And I'm gonna take this big brush over here, and I'm gonna start to paint, and you're gonna have a messy mat to work on. I'm gonna start to paint. Now remember, you want to paint a nice even coat. Now it might be hard for you to see since I'm doing white on top of white. You don't wanna choose the same color that you did for your wrapper. So I did brown for my wrapper. That's why I'm doing white over here. And I'm actually gonna leave the top because I wanna paint that red to look like a cherry. So all I'm doing is painting the edges, so I have to lift it up. And I'm painting all the way around, one coat, and then I'm gonna paint the inside. And then because I'm painting the inside, the outside is gonna dry a little bit, so you won't have to fan it as long. So then I flip it over. Your hands are gonna get a little dirty. That's okay. Now I know it's gonna be tricky, but don't paint the outside. Just paint this inside part over here. You're gonna do one coat of that. If you run out of paint, just raise your hand or glaze. And then when you're done with that, you're gonna put your brush down on the tray while you're waiting, and you can turn it over, and then you're going to fan it until you see that it starts to get a little bit lighter and that it's drying. So now I'm gonna speed it up. Now I'm gonna paint my second coat, fan it, paint my third coat, and fan it. Now, after you paint the top, if you have time, you can clean your brush, and then you can come over to me or raise your hand, and I will give you another cup of a different color. So I might use the red. It looks like pink, but it actually turns out red. And I'm gonna get a small brush, so I can have some small brushes out too that I'll let you know where they are to choose from. And I'm just painting this top part. Now I left it, I did not paint it white, so I don't need anything to dry. I can just paint right on top of it. And I'm gonna do one coat so that it looks like a cherry. I might have to turn it around as I'm painting it. Then I'm going to fan it, and then I'm going to paint it 2 more times. What I also could do, instead of fanning it right away, is if I wanted to have red sprinkles, I can just add that. But if you want a different color for sprinkles, you could make them kind of circular, you can make them longer, depending on what kind of sprinkles you want. Then what I recommend doing is paint the cherry, if you want a cherry, dry it, paint it, and then you're gonna have to get your third color last, because you only can get one color at a time. So everything needs 3 coats. So if I wanted my sprinkles to be a different color, I would have to get each color, and then if I finish that color, I can get a different color. So now that I have that, I'm going to fan it, and then I'm going to paint the cherry again, and then put another coat over my sprinkles, fan it, paint the cherry again, so that the cherry and the sprinkles are painted 3 times. I don't have to fan it 3 times because at the very end, I can just let it go. Once you've painted everything with 3 coats, again, we don't have to fan it for that last time if you're done. If I had extra time, I could get another color and do a different color of sprinkles. Or you might not want any sprinkles. You might want to have a different, maybe some fudge or a different design altogether. So it's really up to you how you want to paint the top of your cupcake. When you're all finished, I'll show you where to put it. Then you're going to throw your cups out You will put your brushes either on the tray at the table, or I might have a cup of water, and then you'll get a wipe to clean your hands and your placemat. Have fun.